All right, and we're back. See how it doubled? Doubled in size. I forgot to tell you that your water should be slightly warm, about 100, 110 degrees. My water was room temperature, so it took a little bit longer for it to at least double. Ideally, I would like this just a little bit bigger, but it's been in the... I've been letting this sit for over an hour, about an hour, 20 minutes. So I'm just going to get on with it. It's getting a little late. So the next step in, after it bulk ferments, you want to punch and fold. We're going to fold the dough on itself. Expel the gases, redistribute the yeast so that can continue, the yeast can continue having, eating some food. So you want to expel some of the gas. Then we're going to divide this into, ideally, from your lab packet, you want to make 2 1-pound loaves, but I think I might just make a big one. But if you want to half the rest, actually, no, I lie. I'm going to half it into, a 1-pound loaf. So I can make 2. So I could show you can actually half this recipe so you don't have to do too much. But you could do the same if you want to do the whole batch. Okay. I'll make 2 1-pound loaves. Okay. So it's a little bit more. So sometimes I just I weigh the whole thing. Take the total. This is 36. So that's about 18 ounces per. So it's just about, it's 36.6. So I'll put 18 ounces, 18.3. All right. Then I'm going to take I'm going to do a 6-strand braid. I have a scale here. Get your digital scale out. I'm going to just do one at a time. I'll let one hang out here. Make sure if you're going to do one at a time, just cover it with some plastic wrap so it doesn't form a skin. I'm going to divide this into 6. So 18 divided by 6 would be 3. So each of these would be 3 ounces. So I'm very precise. Some people like to eyeball it. I like to cut exactly 3 ounces. 3 ounces and some change, because it's 0.3. So I have 1. Oops. The container fell off the table. Okay. That's 4. So we have 3 ounces. So I could eyeball it first and then kind of check what needs to be scaled back. This guy needs a little bit. The reason why you want them evenly measured is so they are the same length when we roll them out. So that's pretty good. I'll just do 1. I'll save this for tomorrow. I'll do 2. Okay, so after you scale it, so you punch and fold as your next step. Then you want to scale them to your portion size, because we're making a 1-pound loaf, a 6-strand braid. We want to divide it into 6 portions. Then we want to round. Like I showed you, you want to push with your palm, pull back. You're using the friction from the board to push and pull to kind of make a cage. If you're just rolling it like so, it's not really doing anything. You want to put pressure. You want to use your palm, press it with your palm, roll it back with your fingers. Okay. Do 1 at a time. There you go. Once you get the hang of it with one hand, then you could introduce another one. Same thing. You want to push, pull back. I usually tell my students, if it just rolls around in your hand and it's not if you don't feel the friction from the board, you want to lightly wet it. Sometimes if your dough balls kind of dry out, they will slip and slide and won't get that friction from the board. So you just want to wet it with like a wet paper towel, very just light, or spray it with a little bit of spray. But these aren't sticking at all. See, I didn't add any flour. You don't want to add any flour. If they're sticky, lightly dust. Kind of like, call it blood sport. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm dating myself. But you just lightly dust your hands. You don't want to spread too much flour or the seams on the bottom won't close, okay? There you go. So I have 6. I'm going to let these rest. Cover them with some plastic wrap. Let these rest for about 20 minutes. We want to rest the gluten so we could roll them out into long 20-inch strands and we could braid them after. But you need a 20-minute rest. Sometimes if we're in the bake shop, I'll put the time on the plastic wrap so I will remember. Also, too, if you reuse the plastic wrap for your bowl, just make sure the ink doesn't touch the dough or it'll come off, okay? So we're going to hang out with that. Maybe I will cut this for an alternative way to do a 6-strand braid, okay? I'll be right back.